walking through the gates for my first day of high school in a year. It's year 9. We have just come off the 2020 lockdown. I go up to my friends and they're having a conversation about how their right arm is now bigger than their left. Now I feel very left out in this conversation because they're all talking about how they were watching The Hub a lot, how they were stroking the snake a lot in lockdown. And me on the other hand, I've said hi to them in the middle of the group and I've discovered NoFap at this point. So I know the dangers of The Hub. I've realized the dangers now. But then again, I'm probably stroking that snake more than my friends are. I'm probably doing it 3 or 4 times a day, but I know it's bad for me. So I'm in the middle of this conversation, just awkward as fuck. I don't know what to do. Do I say it's bad, but then they're gonna look at me like I'm a weirdo? Do I join in, but lie to my own self, saying how good it is and how good it feels? But I didn't say a word. I was just quiet. So the bell rings. First ever bell, hearing that sound in a while. I didn't really like school at this point, so I didn't like that sound. We go to our first class. We don't really do much work in this class. We just chat, right? So the teacher asks all of us, how was your lockdown? Teacher was expecting everyone to say shit. It was bad. I wish it never happened. Fuck COVID. I want to be back. I'm happy to be back at school. Everyone said that. I think it was except 1 or 2 or 3 people, including me. I can't really remember. There was at least one more person, I'm pretty sure, that said lockdown was enjoyable. Lockdown was good. Now, I hadn't told anyone that I loved lockdown at this point. So I was the first one to say in class that I actually enjoyed it, and everyone just looked at me funny. And I remember the teacher asking me, why did you enjoy it? And I said nothing else, but I was just focusing on myself. That was it. And I feel so left out that day. I'm questioning myself whether this self-improvement journey is worth it or not. No one does this. I feel so left out at school and I spent half my day at school. I might as well just try and fit in. Fuck man, I'm so glad I didn't do that. I'm so glad I didn't listen to that side of my brain. Because if I had did that, bro, I do not know where I would be. When I started creating content, putting myself outside my comfort zone, a lot of people judge me for it. Not a lot of people would say things to my face, but I'll get a lot of comments from people at my school. Usually the younger years, not usually people in my year level, but a lot of people in the younger years, right? But I didn't really care about their opinion because they were younger than me. They had no power over me. But I'll be sitting in class, I'd be hearing these girls talking about me over on the other side of the class because I was always an eavesdropper. You know, I thought everyone was talking about me. People would say how awkward I am and shit like that. There were so many times when I would want to give in, just stop creating content. Like I hated school, but I loved it at the same time. I loved going there to see my friends, but I'd hate it to see other people. Not because of who they were, but because I was so scared of getting judged. Like every single day, so scared of judgment. And I told myself in the mirror every single day, like something, I can't really remember what it was, but it was like champions don't fit in. It was probably more than that. Something like if you want to be great, you have to stand out. I told myself that every single morning before I went to school. I said it to myself like 5 times to really put myself in that mentality of like, I'm him. Yeah, because I was really down on myself because no one shared the same mindset as me. I hadn't seen much success. Like, yeah, I had like maybe 100,000 followers on TikTok, which some of you may seem as successful, but I wasn't making any money off it. I was still a pretty skinny kid. So then we go into another lockdown, right? The year 9 lockdown, the 2021 lockdown. And that's where I blow up on TikTok. Everyone's on TikTok, I blow up on TikTok. And I come back to school like real confident. I remember one girl, I posted like me hitting I think 300,000 followers on TikTok on one of my stories on Instagram. And this girl from my high school commented that I didn't find attractive, but she was like good looking. She wasn't ugly, right? She said, you're TikTok famous. And that gave me the biggest hit of validation ever. Like so much, bro. I was so confident going back to school because I thought every single girl was gonna think like that. But I go back to school and no one really gives a shit. No one cares. And I kind of feel down on myself for it. Now I'm kind of labeled as that content creator now. I'm labeled as that YouTuber. I'm not like a massive YouTuber or nothing, but I'm known as the guy who makes content. I never really was the party person unless it was like one of my close mates. But after I started doing TikTok and shit, no one invited me to anything unless it was one of my close mates. I did feel kind of left out for that. Like I'd see all these other guys on social media fucking getting laid at 16, 17, not actually seeing them, but hearing about it. on social media, them being at massive parties, 100+ people, it looks amazing there. That's what I thought of it at the time. And I'd have that FOMO. Like high school, missing out on milestones in high school, going to a certain party. Like I haven't been to a party since fucking year 8. See, I went to one of my friends maybe year 9, but that's it. Never touched alcohol before because my parents have had kind of a bad experience with alcohol, and I've only ever been exposed to the bad side of alcohol and why people use it. I haven't really been exposed to the good side, even though some people say there's no good side. But I grew up in a kind of a life, an environment where alcohol was used for the wrong reasons, and that's why I fucking hate that shit. I never want to go near it in my life. I probably will have a drink in my life, but it will be very rare. Never touched a vape. I was very close to touching one in year 8, very close, but I never did. Never smoked weed, none of that shit, right? The only thing that I've really done that's been detrimental to my health would say porn. Being heavily addicted to porn. Fast forward today. I've basically got everything my year 9 self would want, and that's not me to brag. I'm over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I made my first dollars online, and I've got goals for the future. I've got a vision. I love inspiring people every single day. I love that shit. That's what gets me up in the morning, every single morning. Brother, if you haven't got the moral of the story, I know I tend to yap a lot, and that's probably something I should fix, but I hope I yap for the right reasons. If you haven't got the moral of the story, bro, it's okay to be different. If you want to be great, just like I said to myself every single morning, you have to be different. You have to be. You can either experience pain now by doing the work that 99% of your classmates, the people at your school, won't fucking do because it's too hard. I'm not just talking about being an entrepreneur here. I'm talking about doing the hard work, studying if you want, to get that top tier job. Whatever your goals are, right? I hope you're not settling for average, bro. I want you to aim up here. They're going to experience pain later in their life. From pleasure now, from partying every single fucking weekend, getting hungover, waking up Monday morning, dreading the day ahead. That's pleasure today, right? Even though there's actually pain involved in that as well. You realize this, bro. You experience the pain now to experience the pleasure later. That's what being different is. I'm not saying to work hard your whole teenage years, because look, bro, you won't get these back. You won't. I take time out of my week to have fun with the boys. Whether that's playing games, once or twice a week. Whether that is going and play basketball once or twice a week. Whether that is going to my friend's party if he's having one. I haven't been to one in 2 years, but maybe if that comes up, I will. Work hard like you have 50 years left to live. Most of your time, I would say, in your teenage years. Some people may disagree. Some people will think that having fun should be your main priority. I think working hard should be your main priority, so you can have fun the rest of your life. However, you can't take this shit for granted. You do have to live it, bro. Because again, you won't ever get this back. You will look back on this time right now in high school, your college, whatever, and wish you could just spend one more day like today. I know it may seem like, nah. I'm going through so much shit. I really want to be here. But brother, when you get to this goal, when you hit that 10K a month, when you hit that 100K a month, when you get that job, when you graduate high school, you will miss the hardship that you went through to get here because it gave you meaning. Yeah? The best thing about achieving a goal is not the goal itself, it's about getting there. Enjoy your younger years, bro. I can't express this enough. Enjoy them. But use them to fuel you for your greater future.